discovered the downslope the first time I tried this at the airport yesterday.
Turning on my jet, it's gonna get loud. I'm not gonna be able to hear the chat probably the next minute or so.
Yeah, you really just do. You do just clear this ridge.
Yeah.
On the aero tow, yeah. It's the way the tow pilot sort of suicidally descends towards the ridge as he's approaching it. Is what
drops those flaps right before the.
Отцепка. Старту.
Don't forget to double check your in-game time.
Oh yeah. It'll be on your Casio that's Velcro to the panel if you find a JS. Volvo 3.
Before the start, you should be able to find a cloud somewhere that gives you a chilled zone. Close to the airfield.
Отцепка.
Gentlemen, let me
2800.
welcome you in Poland, because I am the only Polish guy flying here, I suppose. And imagine that just a month ago I was there on the mountain Zar and was flying with Sebastian Kawa, the famous champion, Polish champion of several championships. And we were flying from Bielsko, which is to the west of Zar, and we flew with his two-seat glider, his ASH-25 with a motor. So it was a safe flight to Tatra Mountains. And it was my flight for 3 hours, and Sebastian gave me the stick, so I was really excited. And wow, the views was wonderful, and I wish you a nice flight today.
Thank you, that is awesome.
I'm sure some of you heard about Sebastian Kawa.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good.
It's the GOAT.
And actually, he lives down there in Zar. He has a home. His home is there, and he's living there. His father was a pilot, the tow pilot, not that crazy like this one in Sim, who almost killed me and you probably too.
Had to use slew mode because I forgot to close my air brakes on tow.
You can see where Henry is. He's already in a thermal. That's where I'm heading as well. And he's turning anti-clockwise.
some bumpy rides and forget to put your air brakes in after you stop the road. Aerotows don't work too well with air brakes, right?
Maximum
let me
altitude is 5,000 feet.
Yeah, thank you. Let me ask if we have Krasimir Hrastovic here. No.
Is that a friend of yours? Fellow
Well,
Polish?
No, he's, I don't know, Slovakia or Hungary, but he is a champion in Condor simulation, which I came from also, so I remember the name. And he probably is also testing the gliders here in Microsoft, and he is, as far as I know, he is a real life glider pilot also.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the name. I'm pretty sure he flew with us at some point. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I saw he was him interested in this flight today, so I expected him to join the channel.
Feels a bit like a day you don't want to get low. Because there's never lift when you need it, is there?
When I test flown this, the time I got low was close to turn point 1, because I was in my head I was thinking, yeah, there are the ridges anyways. So, but there's a little bit of a gateway into those ridges that you still need to manage. So definitely don't arrive too low at turn point 1.
Are you talking about the gateway into the ridges after turn point 1?
Yes.
You know, yeah. We've flown. You remember we've flown here before? Not this,
Really?
not this exact task, but that idea of crossing over that valley and then following the. You know, you end up on the higher mountains. You remember that flight?
I don't think I was in that flight.
Yeah, with that valley that's got turn point 2 at the end of it. We were one ridge of mountains further south than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the ones you can, yeah, you can just see them on the map if you zoomed out far enough. But.
Yeah.
And actually, then I'm hoping it's still true today. We all got a Mondo climb off that big mountain that's got TP2 right next to it. That wasn't one of our turn points, but it was kind of on the way up the leg that was kind of heading roughly that way. And I took a cloud climb actually. I just kind of kept going.
Yeah, same will be true today. I think we will need 2 or 3. Well, you don't have to take 2 or 3 cloud climbs. You can, of course, just use 1 until you're up in 10,000 feet. But they do lose strength above 6,000-7,000 feet.
Okay. I changed the colour. You know, people were talking about the canopy colour and how their lives have been ruined by the blue tint. I can't be asked to write a freaking option choosing setting system so that you can choose the colour of your canopy, so I've just changed it to a neutral.
Nice. I think
You know,
that's
that's-
the...
just-
I need a blue
just-
canopy, please.
Yeah, it was got to be one or the other, right? So, you know, otherwise it's just more programming that's not really about another glider.
I noticed actually the can't be turned immediately. I want the blue tint again.
To go with your hair.
Exactly. Cheeky.
What are you doing down there, Georg?
I think I lost the center of this thermal, but trying to find where the best lift is. You'll definitely feel it when you hit the cloud thermal. There's a lot of, patchy lift from the ground, but when it gets steady
Yeah.
and strong, then you know you're in a cloud thermal.
Yeah, it is quite distinctive, isn't it? Like you go
Yeah.
into a bubble, you almost immediately come where the ground lift. You feel yourself coming out of it almost as quick as you went into it. So
Exactly.
it's definitely a clue. Also, thermals have that distinctive dip of sync just as you enter it, which is very repeatable.
Trying to see how many 15s we have here.
Yeah. Liga Papa's in an 18. William's doing all right. He's in a 15, but he's up at 8,100 feet, so it can't be that shit.
Also, Russ in his discus at 7,500 feet. I guess McCready 4 should be appropriate enough.
Ooh, top tip. Yeah, I haven't set mine at all. If you're saying 4, I'll put mine at 5, just so I win.
Well, if I put mine at 5, I'm flying in VNE. Make sure you have the start waypoint selected on your glide computer. Mine didn't register the airfield after launching, so I had to manually switch to the start waypoint. "15 minutes."
At the pause, my wife wanted to get a recording back of Ascot that she deleted.
You know, I used to be I really used to be a rich soaring type of guy, and I still am to some degree. But I really came also to appreciate the cloud thermal. Now that they are somewhat predictable in this weather preset.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely good. It's the ground lift in between which just slightly obscures the cloud thermals, because it's questionable whether it's just better to just fly straight, just keep going, because and rely on the ground lift to keep you up. If that ground lift didn't have such a net positive value, then I'm sure we'd be using the cloud thermals a lot more.
Yeah.
The cross-country speeds would be less, but there'd be this decision making of whether to stop and turn in a thermal or not. I'd be interested to see, how many gliders fly this complete flight without turning. Because you could do that in any of them. The question is just how fast you'd be going.
Yeah. Well, the first leg is 81 kilometers. I suppose you could manage that if you fly at best glide speed. Second leg is 132 kilometers.
No, because you're getting the constant puffs of ground lift.
Yeah.
So if it's average 0.8 of a meter, say, then the question is what speed can you fly at and maintain height with that average amount of lift puffing up underneath you.
But the dash and climb style will always be faster, I think.
It will be, yeah. But that's just flying McCready.
Yeah.
But but just never stop just don't stop and circle.
Yeah, well, if you manage today without circling, then I'll pay my respect.
Okay, yeah, no, cool. If it's a day where we have to circle, that's a good thing.
I think we do. Unless you really want to fly super slow.
So when you guys are thermaling in these high performance gliders, what flap settings and speed are you flying in? Seems like everyone's taking bigger circles and flying faster than me.
I'm in one of the most positive flap settings. Either of the two most positive flap settings other than landing. And I'm basically doing 65 knots.
Okay.
But that speed, it was the same in my real flying, is the speed would creep up. I'd be circling, but I'm kind of looking out the window and working out where to go or trying to...
Yeah, no, my experience is in 233s and 126s, and certainly not high-performance gliders. And I flew the same way, but just looked like everybody was circling bigger circles around.
Bugger, just got an IMC.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
There was the radio check a second ago, wasn't there? It was...
Yeah. Came through.
It was clear but quiet.
In the DG, I used to stick to the recommended flap position on the speed bar, but just recently I figured if I'm circling at 65 knots or whatever, it feels like I'm better off in the positive flaps rather than the suggested neutral flap. So that's what started doing. I think it also pays off in stability and less stalling in T2 flap.
Yeah. Yeah, you can measure the glide performance by, it's boring, but you just fly out over the sea in clear skies, turn the wind off, and then just fly at a fixed speed for 10 kilometers.
The DG can display the the glide ratio. I wonder if it's accurate though.
I think that's my code. It's just, it's in general the calculation of glide ratio or sink is very, very sensitive to acceleration errors, because it's actually the square of your speed. It's your height loss is one factor, but the square of the speed is the other factor. So it's really sensitive, and you can't hold the airspeed quite. So what happens with the glide slope the glide ratio calculation is I'm smoothing it out really quite a lot, just so that the number isn't like flickering up and down the whole time. But yeah, the best way to do it is just record a GPX trace and fly in a straight line for 10 kilometers. So you start at 3,000 feet and just fly. You don't have to you don't have to do it for the whole polar, but you know,
Blue
you
skies,
don't need
that
everybody to
means.
do it either. But it just leaves if some people could do it, we'd have a bit more data on the planes.
What heading do I find the maps for the day under? Excuse me.
It's in the Sim Soaring Club Saturday channel. There's a category called SSC Events. There is a channel in there called SSC Saturday. And in that channel, there's a thread with the today's task name, which is SSC Zar Poland or Poland Zar, whatever. And there you'll have all the files and information. That's on the Discord, obviously.
Yeah, I always have a tough time finding the heading for some reason in that first column.
But when you say heading,
Yeah, the category to find the files.
oh yeah. Well, yeah, the Discord grew and it grew in channel numbers.
I thought it was under announcements, information.
Yeah, under announcement we usually link to the thread where you can download the files.
I'll look there because I don't see it at the bottom.
Oh, it's one of the first posts in the thread.
Who's talking? I'll send you the link.
You sometimes have to click to open all of the lines.
Yeah, I always do that. Yeah, I was wondering what the problem was. Is it three lines? Is it 3 horizontal lines on an icon top left-hand corner that expands out the list
Yeah,
of?
somebody text me that link. Found them. There they go. I got them.
Then
All right, cool. So I take it you're still launching
Correct.
because we're crossing the start gate in 6 minutes. So you still have,
Roger that.
if you wanna join us.
Roger.
Yeah, guys, try to say Jar like Jean-Michel Jarre.
All right.
The mountain is Jar.
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 Very well.
There you go.
Jar.
Because this is a Polish special letter with a Z with a dot on it. So you read this Jar.
So my ex-brother-in-law Jarslow was from the Jar.
Sorry?
My ex-brother-in-law was Polish. His last name was Jarslow.
Oh, okay.
Is that from this area?
And not sure. Not a must, I would say.
That was with a Z or a J?
J-A-R-Z-L.
Yeah, sounds the same.
It is a beautiful, beautiful airfield, gotta say.
Yeah, very
That's-
special place.
Yeah. Is that a ski lift next to it, right? And the lake on top of the mountain looks really nice.
Well, a short one, not such like on in the Tatra Mountains, of course, but this is a very, very special place, and I was for the first time of my pretty long life now living in Poland on this Jar mountain, and because of the flight with Sebastian. I live in Warsaw. It is in the middle, the capital of Poland. So not often in the mountains, but they are not big but beautiful. Of course, in simulation, I prefer flying in the Alps or wherever in the Andes or in Condor. But from time to time, I join these flyings here in Microsoft, and I'm happy to see this JS3, 15, and 18, of course, my favorite in Condor. So yeah, keep a good work. Farewell.
Cool.
Salute.
We'll see a pretty high mountain today, though, at 10.2. That's in Slovakia, though.
Yeah, the highest point is Gerlach mountain. It is 2,600 meters. I don't know how much it is in the feet. Some 9,000 feet almost.
Yeah. All right, 5 minutes to go.
I was wondering if is there a possibility to restart the task if you cross the start line in this in Microsoft?
Yes, I believe you can just cross the start line again, and it will start over.
Yeah,
okay.
you need to reselect the start as your current. When you start the start line, it will immediately change to TP1 as your next waypoint. If you reselect the start as your current waypoint, then you fly through it. It'll automatically do a start again. It's knowing in the different planes, knowing how do you change the current waypoint is a kind of crucial detail you need to be on top of.
Can't you also just turn the battery off and back on again, or does that lose your task?
I think that's a killer when you do. I did that accidentally once, and when I programmed it, I thought, no, it makes sense. Actually, I was partly concerned that a bug in my code, because there's a shitload of code in the nav instruments, and I was concerned a bug could just mean it's screwed.
I'm sure it does.
I made it so if you turn it off and back on again, it absolutely reboots the nav instrument. I thought that, given my code is shit, maybe that's worthwhile. But actually, I accidentally turned the nav instrument off once, just by clicking on the bottom of the screen. I thought I was clicking on the taskbar, and I wasn't. I was clicking on the power off button. Yeah, and it threw my freaking task away. It threw my progress away.
Yep. No.
I was annoyed with myself, but
start again.
Yeah, but I've still kept it that way, though. I figured, it's tough love.
So another question, is there a reason for the JS3, and I can confirm it's both versions now, that my butt kicker software doesn't initialize if I start with this plane? I have to load up the AS33 first and then go into the JS for butt kicker.
No idea. I don't know what the butt kicker depends on.
Just thought I'd let you know. It's telemetry, I think, but I'm not sure what's going on there.
It's something about the plane. I mean, because the AS33.
It works fine, yeah.
Yeah, but I copied, like making a new plane, you don't need stuff. You copy all the plane files over and then start editing the flight model, editing the instruments, whatever. And the JS3 started off as a bit of a hybrid between the AS33 and the LS4.
Well, I'll keep you posted, but maybe
if you let me know.
The Andre software is kind of buggy to begin with, but it just seems to relate just to this airplane.
So plane, and it's called what? Is Andre software?
SimShaker.
How long is it to go, by the way?
SimShaker and SimShaker for aviators.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, it's go time. So
yeah, let's go. Good luck.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, Central Georgetown. And it's 5,000 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the date?
Today's date and 12 o'clock noon local.
Well, it would be 12:30 now, right? So.
Yeah, that's true. The motion sim works, by the way, in the JS3, same as in any other plane.
Even when you start off in the JS3 after loading up the sim,
Yeah.
that's the only time it doesn't work through.
Yeah, there's no actual code in any of my planes that is designed to talk to a motion rig or a butt kicker or anything. You know,
It
it's
just reads
those-
the telemetry, right?
it's reading something from the sim, yeah, but you figure that wouldn't be plane dependent. It obviously is. Going too high.
What's the server?
Southeast Asia.
Roger.
And why is that? Because less crowd?
Yes, it's more stable because it's less populated.
Southeast Asia?
Yeah.
You find a thermal there, Georg?
Yeah. Not quite in the center yet, but that cloud is pretty thick up there. And I remember using this on my test flight, so it should work.
I reckon you're going to take a couple of turns, Georg, then you're going to get going because you feel a need to push on.
No, hopefully not this time. I'll keep definitely an eye on my arrival height this time.
Well, it depends on the average. What average are you getting?
Well, I'm still not centered, so I'm trying to do that first. But I'm measuring vertical wind speeds of above 6 knots.
Mm-hmm.
So should be even more when I find the center, I hope.
What were you thermally?
Currently, all kinds of directions. I think I'm locking in anti-clockwise now. Anybody flying in the DG can tell me what the average displayed on the variometer at the bottom, that number, what that is. That's not knots, is it? Because it's telling me 7.6 right now, and I'm definitely not climbing 7 knots average. I figure this must be meters per second.
Well, that would double it, though, wouldn't it?
Wait, 4 knots? Oh, that's 2 meters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that average is, but it's always higher than what I actually am doing.
I'm in pretty strong lift right now.
What call sign are you?
Waldo Pepper.
You pushed on, probably
I'm
getting
just
a bit of
following
ground
Major
lift.
Dad.
Yeah. Definitely pick a cloud on your way to turn point 1 somewhere and get the altitude you need.
Come on, Gil. This climb sucks. You're like the Pied Piper.
Well, I'm at 6,000 feet now, so it can't be
Yeah,
that
yeah,
bad.
but so am I. I've been going around. I've got a true average of 2.6 knots. I'm only a little bit below you. And that's me leeching off you, Georg.
Yeah.
I got 7 knots lift here.
Oh, over there. That's Waldo again, was it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if I fly there at 200 knots, you're going to guarantee me an absolute corker.
Now you're pressuring me again to fly on.
I am flying on.
I'm
You
just
know,
going to get left by Major Dad.
Yeah, it's not you, Georg. It's me. As you know, there's just better friends. I can see further up ahead.
Guild's lured us into a false sense of security, I think.
Yeah.
The real
although
question is, where's Henry? What's he doing?
I can't see him.
Me neither.
He's behind you.
Oh, he is. He's still terminaling in the same terminal
He's
as
in
me.
your group, but where I can see his tags are mixed in with yours. He has a special color on my screen.
Henry is still sharing the same terminal as me. I'm feeling quite confident again. Then again, he's a little bit higher than me. 7,200. Oh, I think I wasn't quite in the center.
The lift's starting to be inconsistent here, but there's no sink anywhere around, really, to speak of.
Henry's
strong.
left, so he has.
Yeah. Well, my arrival height reads minus 1,300, but it's a long way to go. So I'm gonna probably continue as well now. I would not rely on ground lift though, all the way.
My technique is to rely on somebody smarter than me further ahead.
I got a hard head, though. I hate doing things everybody else does. Even when I fail. They had a habit.
So that AI enhanced ground detail looks pretty good in 2024. I hope it doesn't create popping in issues, lot issues all over the place.
Yeah, maybe the streaming might be, that might cause that. You know, Zebloch talking about they're going to try and make the footprint much smaller and just
Yeah.
stream all the information in. Yeah, that's the risk. And what you'd really like is you go, well, can you elect to download more data? And I'll download it overnight. Thank you very much.
I mean, they just need to have decent LOD settings. I don't think the bandwidth is a limitation, really. Shouldn't be. It isn't now.
I might have left that thermal too soon. I need lift.
Start height 5K.
A firm.
Correct.
I mean, there are small ridges. Jazz, if you're that low, you could probably use them. Or you decide on a cloud right now to look for lift under.
Yeah, I'm going for one, but I don't know if there's any lift under it.
Need to pick the big clouds.
Aye, there's none near me at the moment.
That's what happens when you're low, isn't it? Is everything seems a long way away.
I mean,
Where I am, I've just mentioned where I am, I didn't notice it, but there's an urban development strip running parallel to me just off to my left. And Henri is ostensibly tonking straight down it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if you find a city, that's also a possible solution. Those ground lift blobs are really strong.
What we need is a beach.
I can't see anyone.
Can't see anyone.
I
Did you
just lost connection. I successfully connected now. We'll see.
Okay.
No problem.
Will probably reappear.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I see you. We just plopped up, actually. Yeah, following the road where all the cities are is probably a good idea.
Found it.
Yes, that's what I'm doing now. I'm getting bits of groundwork.
There's also a cloud on that way.
Yep, I was hoping for that too. Basically, I'm doing IFR, I follow roads.
Yeah.
I follow Ridge.
Stop at the stop signs, the traffic lights.
IFB. I follow beaches.
IFA, I follow Henri.
Yeah. Willem and Russ are pretty reliable, actually. If you're not sure where to go, and it's either of those two.
Yeah, I know. At least I'm getting some lift here on the following the valley.
Weldo's at 3,500.
Damn, those city thermals are crazy.
You found a city.
Well, I call them cities. It's more like a bunch of houses, but
Okay. Just looking for you.
Yes, I found a very ragged one, so I did. But I'm going up.
Oh, you're back there, George.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. What is this city? That's Zlina. It's slightly covered up.
Yeah. Zilina is my
Oh
best
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Apologies to our Polish friends. Yeah.
Well, we are not in Poland any longer.
Oh
No?
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If you are at Zilina, and you look left, that's the gateway behind the ridges I was talking about. There's like an opening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Want to get oriented. So we've got a southerly wind. Oh, so the question is, when you get over the other side, you reckon you can get over the ridges there?
Yeah, and then you'll have the wind blowing on
Okay.
those ridges from the other side.
Yeah. My temptation would be to turn more south from turn point 1, but if I can reach that. Ew, I didn't get anything over the city.
Thanks for the heads up. Turning right.
There'll be something there. I just didn't fly through it. It's like you on your way back to the Japanese city, where you got nothing. I'm going to make the waypoint fine, but I'm going to wish I had more height, I think.
I'm gonna arrive at the waypoint at 1500 feet. Probably a bit higher.
That's what you've got. That's what your gauge is saying now, is it?
Yeah.
There's pretty much constant lift up to it, between 2 and 4 knots.
And I'm flying slower than my speed of flying.
What is it you're flying over, Major Dad? Oh, is that Waldo or Major Dad?
Major Dad hasn't said a word.
I said it was like 2 to 4 knots up approaching that turn point 1. Steady, pretty much.
Oh, right, I see you, Waldo. Yeah, and I was looking for you. Sorry, it was Major Dad's Discord speak light was lit up when you were talking, so I thought you just impersonated him or something.
Strong lift over here, 11.
Oh, get out of here.
I was just wondering if you can you hear me now?
And now, yep.
Yeah. Pretty impressive, actually. It sounds like you're on the space shuttle or something.
He's in the sin pit.
Isn't there some kind of headphone settings in the sound of the game itself that you can do to simulate that or something?
I think Major Dad is actually wearing a Darth Vader helmet. Where are you going with
Yeah,
that?
that's all me with macros and stuff and sound processing. Me playing.
That's cool. Waldo, are you heading for lift over there? Have you already gone round the waypoint?
Oh yeah, I passed turn point 2. I should have called it out. There's
balls.
strong lift over here though.
I'm following you. Yeah, I can't. I've got to go to the waypoint now.
Sorry about that.
I completely neglected the ground lift, the city lift on my test flight.
That's
We-
kind of what I'm relying on at the moment.
Man, there's crazy lift today over here.
Counting on it.
Small ridges.
Oop, I'm turning in nothing. I was getting good lift on this ridge, but turned straight out of it. No.
What happened?
Nah, it's just I wasted my time turning off this lift at the moment. I might be able to centre in it. You know, the needle's up at 6 or 7, 8. Yeah, I'm centred better this time. Average 5, 6. -2.
Yeah, it's hard to circle above a ridge, isn't it?
Got about 1,000 feet out of it though.
Did you already cross the turn point, Peach?
Nope.
Okay, good.
No, I was getting a little bit low. I was following Waldo and he's going further and further off to my left. I thought he was looking for lift on the way to the turn point. It turned out he was, he was heading off.
Oops.
That's my secret strategy. Follow me, guys. what you get for following the village, dude.
You're right, Georg. Google Maps looks very well, actually. Yeah.
It does for the most part. There's a few patchy spots with snow and clouds on the ground, but otherwise looks really good.
Be interesting to see what they do with the textures in the new edition.
Well, they're still gonna use the big textures, because that's Microsoft, right? But they're gonna enhance the detail on ground level with additional assets, bushes, rocks, and detail maps, which sounds promising.
Yeah, I watched the keynote thing today on YouTube. It was interesting.
Yeah. I just hope the map enhancement mod still works, because that's quite essential.
I agree.
It is indeed, yes.
I'm sure it will.
Well, they might want to kill it. Because Bing Maps is part of the core strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they would have wanted to kill it, they would have done it already.
Yeah, I hope they realize how important that is, especially for people that really, fly in real life as well, to have the textures look really good.
Yes, indeed, but I use it if I'm going to a strange airfield in my powered aircraft, I would use it too.
Same here.
Yeah.
Also for getting familiar with instruments, because I poured out to XC Soar. I'm hoping they do something for CU Navigator as well.
How's that height working for you over there, Georg? You going to make it over?
Well, I'm just on a ridge now, gaining a little bit of height, and my plan is to use one of those clouds in front of me, because I remember that was what I was doing on my test flight, and then make the pass through the gateway. Definitely need a climb soon, that's for sure. But I see a cloud already. That is not far from a city either. Well, that sounds promising.
Yeah. You want the holy trinity of Microsoft Flight Simulator lift here.
Yeah.
You know, a big cloud with a city, preferably on a beach.
The only thing it's got going against it is that it's on the lee side of a mountain, but that's not going to be a big factor.
Well, I just realized I didn't start any flight tracker.
Oh,
Anyway, I went to the south after the first point, so I am behind those little mountains on the good side.
oh, so you're in good shape then, if you've already managed to get on the windward side of those hills.
Yeah, the wind is 16 knots on the ridge.
Great.
Very fine.
Let's see some wave out here.
I wish.
Wave would be nice to be simulated, wouldn't it?
Flew
not gonna
on
happen.
Washington's wave last summer here. Pretty good. Mount Washington, highest point in the northeast.
Mount Washington. Which?
USA.
Yeah. Is that? That's not in Vermont, is it?
New
Oh,
Hampshire.
it's in New Hampshire.
So I was looking at the task in Vermont the other day.
I
Sugar
fly out of a
bush
glider
soaring.
from Vermont. Post Mills.
You go ski
Mhm.
in
It's,
there.
it's halfway to, it's along the Connecticut River and it's halfway to Sugar Bush.
Right. Sugar bush. That's where I was flying at. Pretty nice there.
Nice set of mountains, yeah, very close to the Canadian border.
Turns out those little urban settlements give me enough height. I think I might not even need to circle here to make
You're
it
going to be able to
hop.
get across the ridge though, because you're on the north side of the ridge still.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I should have the height to make it across the ridge.
Flaming Coffin, you're at the turn point. Coffin must be on fire.
And Willem made it over the ridge. He looked like he was flying uphill on the back side of the ridge there. I didn't think he was going to make it.
I was following Henri. I don't know how he did it.
He was a lot higher, right?
Yeah. I was hoping for the stronger winds at lower elevation.
You getting lift that side of the valley, Willem?
No. So I'm scooting across.
Chaz is doing a great job defending the rear of our formation. I'd just like to express my thanks for that. Courageous.
Trying to get some lifts on this ridge.
I'm ahead of Chaz, that must be unbelievable.
So how's it going, Chaz?
I'm just getting some height on the ridge here.
Oh no,
yeah.
Chaz, you're ahead of me. You've already made the turn point.
Where you are now, Chaz, I just got some sort of steady bubbles of lift all the way. I just kind of kept going. I was about 3,500 feet. And I had comfort in the knowledge that Georg was actually lower than I was. So I just kept it poodling along. And I'm now at, I've gone through the cut and I'm at 3,300 feet.
Any other height restrictions on the turn points 1 and 2?
Nope.
Above ground level.
There's one thing to keep in mind, turn point 3 is actually not the finish. The finish is like a kilometer away or 2. So keep that in mind when you leave turn point 2. Turn point 3 is just to funnel you into this little opening that gives a nice approach to the Zar airfield. Don't expect too much from those ridges right at the beginning, but they get bigger the further you go to turn point 2.
I could see that set of ridges at turn point 1 being a nice wave generator.
Should be.
What height you at, Chaz?
Just over 3,100.
Oh, okay, a bit tight.
Yep.
Once you're through the gap, it should be okay. A little bit of extra height would be good though. Just slow right up if you need to.
The heck? B21, you just overtook me. Where did you come from?
That's all I've been thinking about for the past couple of minutes.
Jesus.
I was going to bring it up. No, I was just a little bit higher up the slopes than you,
Yeah,
and I think the lift might have been slightly better.
yeah.
But it's only because you're in front of me looking low and fishing around that caused me to conserve height a little bit earlier on. I think I did you that favour in return when I was getting nowhere on the way into TP1. You were way in front of me after that.
That was a good climb. Oh, you're turning. Wow.
Yeah. I agree with you, it's a good climb. Wasn't worth turning in though.
I'm wondering, do I fly left or right of that mountain? And meanwhile, Rick is flying towards the mountain. Looks
I want to
interesting.
go right.
Oh, now you do. Oh, you do, yeah. It's difficult to judge your trajectory, but it looked like you were flying towards the mountain from here.
Yeah. I was doubting, but I think right is a better choice than left.
Yeah, looks like everybody is going right, so...
Yeah, there's kind of a choice between hard right or taking that little valley that seems to be between.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be that valley, isn't it? Because the
Just
Microsoft
behind
isn't
the
punished.
first ridge. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get punished for it.
Nope.
I'm catching up, Georg.
Arriving a bit low here. Need to go slow.
You think you're low?
Are you through the gap yet, Chaz, or you?
No,
I
I'm
would just
trying to
get
some
through.
height here.
Can't you just go through the gap and then worry about it on the other side? Because you're kind of the wrong side of the gap there, aren't you?
Holy moly.
You're going up.
Yeah, for a second.
Okay.
But it was that was a couple of 100 feet in a few seconds. Not a couple of hundred, but a lot anyway.
Oh, Chaz is so screwed. He's going round and round. He's kind of out a bit where you were, Georg, the other side of the gap, but lower. Yeah.
There should be a cloud somewhere there, right? So.
Yeah. It's just same as in a real comp. You just feel the time bleeding away.
Yeah. I've been bleeding since the first stop I made with the circle. Lost all the ground there already. At the very beginning of the task.
I'm not sure I'm going to get through this. This valley looks like it's
It's not really a valley.
a canyon, a dead-end canyon.
Yeah.
I might not risk it.
I'm not.
See, Willem would just fly straight up it somehow. He's got like Superman assist. Yeah, I'm going around the outside where Crispy Fly is going.
Yep.
So don't follow you, follow Georg instead. Thank you.
think from here on the ridges should get more solid.
I'm not complaining really. I mean, these ridges have worked for us, haven't they? You know, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I've obviously just chosen the wrong ridges, which is unusual. I was usually quite good at.
I think you were doing
Really?
fine, Chaz, right up until you got to roughly where you are. You know, on that approach to that gap, you just didn't have the height for it. And you're being heavily penalised for that now.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, you know, so we'll credit you an extra 20 minutes. How long it takes you to dig yourself out of that hole.
Right behind you, B21. Now I'm glad I installed the new version of the plane just before the flight. Otherwise I would have battled with a bonanza here.
Oh, you did install it? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, cool.
What you flying?
I'm in the JS315, which is new
Oh,
today.
cool. Yeah, I was doing
So
the
I've been a
JS
bonanza
that
for the
got out
past
a few
7 months.
days ago.
Pardon?
Oh, I was doing the JS that came out a few days.
The JS18 hasn't been out that long. I just kind of lose track.
2 weeks.
Maybe
So.
Yeah,
beginning of the
2 weeks
month.
ago, JS3, yeah.
So it hasn't taken that long to do the 15 meter. I mean, we already had the wings. The modelling was already done. But yeah, so it wasn't too long. It felt like ages.
Clayton Polar, heading out. I see you down there.
That's beautiful. Flying in with visual contact for the gliders.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Not just
I
the
feel the same.
nameplate.
If you say so. Doing a bit better now, though.
Hope you have installed the Slovakia dam mod that I've linked, then you will.
Yeah, I did,
Enjoyed
and
it.
I was thinking it was a mistake. I should have looked around the scenery before I installed it. So I'm not sure. I've got the dem mod, and I've got some aerial photography that came with the Zar
Yeah.
airport,
Yeah.
but I can't compare what it was
Oh,
like. I should have at least just had a little look at it.
but trust me, it's worth it.
Okay.
It looks much better with.
Yeah, he chases through the gap.
Yeah, I was kind of concentrating there. Yes, I'm through the gap at a low level, following the ridges.
So you're still low.
Yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the first ridges, like I said, aren't too good. So if you survive first part and just exploit every little bit you get, then it should be good.
It's so much easier when you've got a bit of height underneath you, though, isn't it? Because then you get more choosy and speed up, and then pull up harder when you're in a decent bit of lift. Whereas when you're lower down, you're just kind of milking it.
Yeah.
I'm milking it.
We say higher up. I mean, we're not much higher than 4,000 feet. I'm at 4,100. All those at 4,200.
We'll be at 9,000 before we leave to 2.3. Ideally.
I'm gonna head off at 4,000 feet. I'm just gonna.
I feel like a tree-filled ridge creates more bumps than a plain ridge, a rock face, for example. Feels like those trees are creating turbulence somehow.
Yeah, maybe.
Some unexpected sink there. It's not something you want to have when you're flying 500 feet above the ground. What was the name of our Polish friend?
Mar 74 pilot.
Mar 74 pilot. How are
Yeah.
you finding flight sim compared to Condor?
Well, gliding is still better in Condor, no doubt. Visuals are better here. So that's all I can say. Multiplayer and all this competition stuff, and people flying there much more probably than in Microsoft. So it is, it would be great to just take these visuals into Condor, or rather thermals and wave flying and the flight model to Microsoft.
So Condor does have wave lift, does it?
Yes.
Don't forget to mention its highest resolution is lower than 1080p. 1280 by 768 or something like that.
Well, I thought you were going to say 640 by 480 or something.
Minecraft sim, glider sim. Mamu's ski lifts add so much to the sim, really, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I like the chimneys as well. You know, when you're on the slopes, it's the ski lifts. When you're looking out into the valley, it's kind of the chimneys.
I like the mountain power lines too. They're always cool looking, I think.
Still wish they had trains. Train
Yeah.
tracks and actual trains.
Yeah, the strange thing is I put it on the forum at Lugano in Switzerland. I saw a moving train. I made a screenshot of it. I should have made a movie probably. And I don't know if it is default. I should check. I don't think I put
The
an
LSCR.
add-on of of Lugano Airport, but there's a moving train. The only one I spot in the whole world of Microsoft.
The Fly Tampa Toronto Airport has the airport parking train. Goes back and forth.
Well, they're gonna improve the global traffic in 24, but they haven't mentioned trains, only ships and road traffic.
Well,
Well,
there's-
data would be there for trains. They could just import.
Yeah, for ships we have an add-on, this Geist something.
Henrik,
It works.
Henrik Nielsen.
And more wildlife also coming in 24.
Oh boy. Migrations. Canada geese to hit. Woo!
I was just surprised how many people lost their shit over FS24 over the last week.
Well, given the number of users they've claimed, it wasn't really that many.
It's just like everybody wanted to beat Microsoft with a stick this week, you know. It's like, keep beating it with a stick and see how long they stick with the sim, you know.
They must be passionate. And slightly crazy.
But I am pretty excited about this firefighting with the Bombardier. This is cool missions, and I saw them in action in Croatia some years ago, and it is very difficult and exciting. So, but, you know, we are all about we are looking for a good fight model and not a game. But this activity is exciting, the firefighting.
I just want to see wildfires out in the out of the mission scenarios in real life, in whatever, in free flight.
Yeah.
Imagine flying somewhere in the USA and coming across wildfire. That would be nice.
I think it isn't impossible. So.
Happened the first of this month when we were soaring up near the Canadian border. We could see fire.
Yeah.
And it got so grayed out around that you couldn't even see 60 miles. It was started to get down to like 40, which is unusual for a clear day. Definitely didn't want to go any more north. We're near the Vermont, New Hampshire Canadian line. Flying east.
Just about to get over the tree line, close to the rocks. That's where things set really off with the lift here. Oh yeah, and proper multi-threading as well in 24. Better performance.
Are you sure?
Well, that's what they said.
How
At
many
least.
years after dual core was announced?
No, they're going to take some function of the sim, which I think
Engine
is particularly
function.
streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and put it on a separate thread.
That's all the aerodynamic calculations, I believe.
Oh, that's right.
They
Yeah, they said.
improved the flight model quite a bit. I was watching the keynote thing on YouTube today that they're having at the in the USA in Texas. They're having that 3-day sim seminar down there.
Yeah, that's what I've seen as well.
I wanted to go.
Right, I'm done.
Well done, Chaz.
2,600 feet, Chaz. Hang in there, baby.
You're still on the backside of that ridge there.
Yeah, I just couldn't find anything.
Oh, right. Well, brutal.
So I couldn't swim. No, that's me. I'm at 0 feet AGL.
Twang in the trees.
All a tail plane.
Oh well. I was so hoping to get somewhere today, but oh well. Hey ho. Right, see you next
Unlucky.
time.
See you, Chess.
Right, bye.
All right.
Have a good one.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
Sure.
Well, Henry's already halfway down the
Yeah.
last leg.
Yeah.
I don't know how these guys are doing this. That's crazy.
Did you ever ask him, Georg?
Say that again?
Did you ever ask Andre how he is doing it?
Well, I mean, he has told us what he's doing. It's no black magic. It's just
Well, he knows exactly where the lift is in the Microsoft. It is quite different and opposite to Condor, which is closer to real life, as I understand. So that's the answer. Note
And
that all these slopes are southern slopes. We are in the midday in the June. I mean, that's rather the leg to the turning point 2. So there should be much more lift, I guess, with this
getting
wind.
plenty of lift.
Yeah,
Once you get onto the rocky slopes, high up on the mountains, they are working. Lower down, it's not so great.
Is that the smoothness of the hills or the weather fog? Are the winds stronger up higher?
It's a combination of steeper angle of the slope plus the surface type that is rock that gets heated more easy by the sun. That's why you get more lift up there in flight sim.
You turn the turn point, Georg.
Not yet, but I'm at the turn point. I'm just
Looks like you're
still
turning
on the
inside it.
ridge. I'm gonna check it out now. So at least I get a reading on my arrival height.
Yeah, these rocks were great. Just on the last leg of the TP1, TP2 run, getting up onto the rocks. For
Yep.
anybody still to do that is a great place to be. What McCready setting you got, Gil?
Still on 4.
Okay.
Minus 1500 for the finish. For the turn by 3, actually. Which is close to the finish.
Yeah, plus TP3. I'm not sure. I'll have a look. What's the relative height of TP3 and the actual airfield? They're both the same height, pretty much. You get about 60 feet leeway after TP1. It's downhill to the airport by 60 feet.
Yeah.
Rick looks like he's in a thermal right over TP2. Maybe.
I'm just making a turn.
Oh, okay. I'll turn underneath you just in case.
Okay, I'm leaving at 8,400 feet altitude. We'll probably get a few hundred feet more after the ridges, but
I never noticed that you could see the shadow of the yaw string in the DG cockpit. Pretty cool.
I like the shadow of the plane on the ground. You know, as you're flying over the rocks, that always impresses me for some reason.
beginning of the last leg, if you look to the left, there's a big city, Zakopane, very famous for winter sport.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you very much. Well, ski jumping competition, Adam Małysz and so on, years ago.
Yep.
Zakopane is hosting those championships in the winter. No skiing though. And now as we are almost all advancing to turning point 3, to the right probably you see the streeting of the clouds, to the right of the line. And I really don't know if I can rely on it in this scene, because not often there are thermals under the clouds here, right?
No, that's right. You can't run it.
You can sort of. You learn to judge the clouds. You know, the bigger ones you can pretty much rely on. The larger clouds that have higher tops and look a bit denser, you will, in this sort of weather, you should be able to get lift always there.
Under certain clouds.
Yeah, not all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I will try this one. The Rus is going to probably, right? You all see the cloud, the dark one?
Mm-hmm.
To the right of this.
I see it.
Field,
I'm pretty confident you would get thermal lift there. If you haven't yet, you should download the soaring weather pack that we've uploaded to flightsim.io, which is basically this weather but different wind directions, and we're using it very often in these group flights because
Yeah, I saw it and I downloaded, of course, the preset
Yeah, it's a good
for this
baseline.
flight.
You know,
Yeah.
It's not perfect for everything, for every flight, right? But it's a good baseline that you know what you're working with.
yeah. The more you collect experience with it, the more you get confident in the clouds.
Yeah, sure, but mostly I fly Condor, so this is quite different platform, and that's why you can't. When you fly the one, you can know it really well.
The biggest key thing to know about the cloud thermals is that the lift's actually not below the cloud, but on the windward side of the cloud. So you have to fly to the left of this cloud you're flying at right now.
I'm quite happy Valdo lost 1,000 feet. He was ahead of me and he went straight after turning point 2 to leeward. And there probably he dropped the altitude. So it looks like.
I'm reading minus 300 feet on the arrival height, so and that's 68 kilometers away. So I think I'll just be able to fly en route and make it, collect a bit of lift. There's another mountain on the way as well.
Yeah, this is Babia Góra. This is still in Poland, 1,700 meters, I guess. In Condor, we have an external view. Sometimes it is allowed during competition to use it, like, you know, from really high, so you can see where the mountains are exactly. And here you can use probably, you know, this drone view from the height, so you can see exactly where is the cloud.
Yeah, there's also an easy external view that you can pan around the plane and stuff. You don't need to go into drone view for that. You can also set up quick views in whichever manner you like.
Okay, there's a lift under this cloud.
Yeah. I see you fly the DG808. Did you install the nav mod for it?
Yeah, I have all these decisions. Not the latest one, but it is. I like it the most. The combo.
Yeah. Quite crucial upgrade, that one.
Yeah, that's good work also. Thanks to
That's the
developers.
808 nav map.
A nav map mod.
Yeah. I think I have that. I haven't flown the 808 in a while.
Hey Georg, are you coming last in the DJ 808 race?
Am I?
You might be.
I could be.
Have you noticed that in front of you you can only see DG 808s, and behind you you can only see JS3s and AS33s?
Actually, I see a DG behind me. That's Rick. But he's higher than me. He might still overtake me.
He's in front of me though.
And there's also a Chris Fly in between us, Yorks.
And Clayton. Quite a bit back.
Well, I'm only counting 5 pilots ahead of me. That's not bad. Or is it more?
Maybe. So you've got. So I can't tell who's in front and who's behind. So you've got Crispy Fly and Rick are both behind you. Whereas you're all in front of me.
It looked much worse on the first leg for me. I saw like 15 gliders ahead of me.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint though. It's a marathon.
It's not a race.
That's true.
At least when I'm back here.
Also, I managed to add this accessoire, which I'm using in Condor. So thanks to this Sync Connect or something, it is working with Microsoft also. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I wonder what people get out of Accessor in addition to the in-game glide computer. I guess it has more features.
Oh, of course. In the mountains, it is a must. Or this LX8000, I think there's a simulation also application. So in the mountains, it is a must to have,
I agree. And if you use it in the glider like I do, you learn the instrument real well.
In the mountains, it shows you where the sink is, right?
No, actually, it shows you where you have the pass enough,
Запрашиваю наземную
height
буксировку.
to pass the mountains or the
Ah,
valleys,
okay.
rather.
Whatever. I remember Topher said that it also shows you, like it has some kind of shading where the sink is, depending on the ridge lift.
I think you have to
Maybe.
pre-compile that. You can pre-make those map tiles or something.
Oh, I have some overspeed. Oh, sorry. Anyway, at the end of this task, I can only make a screenshot of the times I didn't log the flight. I simply forgot it to start the application.
The screenshot will be sufficient. The track log is just for comparison purposes mainly. But
Yeah, I
for
usually do it, just forgot it. I'm not flying too often gliders in Microsoft in this task. I flew maybe a month ago with you. So I just forgot how many applications I should start to log this and that.
yeah, it's good if you have a way to batch process all the launches, all the applications you have to launch.
Well, I'm not that good at computers.
Make a folder and put all the shortcuts in it. Put it on the desktop or something like that.
Add-on link crew will start all the apps as well.
Maybe I'll try it.
I'm using my button box, my Stream Deck.
I actually pin all my applications to the taskbar that I used to. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, same with me.
I used to do that, but it escalated into like 15 clicks. So
about 5 or 6 for me if I'm recording using OBS.
So those guys are already on the finish. Congratulations.
yeah.
And I'm back with you. I'm flying a Savage Cab at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I can see you, Chaz.
Yeah, I can see
Let's hope you didn't start the engine.
I ran out of height.
Remember, waypoint 3 is not to finish.
Oh, Crispy overtook me. Holy moly.
He's 1,000 feet lower.
It's
1,200
very
feet
low,
lower.
yeah. Maybe that just means I'm too high.
We don't have any height problem getting in though, do we? I mean, apart from we've got to get past TP3 to the home airport. But yeah, we haven't got any high ground on the way in. As far as we can just follow that valley, right?
Yeah.
And this is the track I exactly was flying with Sebastian Cava to Bielsk. So
Nice.
that was exactly the view with the lake. We were overflying Zar.
Cool. Did you take any video you could show us? Maybe. Be cool to look at.
There is a I can put a link to the flight because we had a camera on. This was a special flight. You will see. We had a special passenger. Yeah, I'll send you a link somewhere in this real flying subject.
I think I should have flown an RV7 because the Savage Cab is a bit slower than even the gliders.
Definitely, I'm too high. $4,000 feet on turning point 3.
Ooh, I'm in a V&E race with Crispy Fly.
The same here. Overspeeding for the third time.
I wonder if the tailwind picks up when we lower down. Good too, shouldn't it?
I can tell you there's a lot of sink on the leeward side over those ridges. Behind those ridges you overfly.
Thanks for the heads up.
Depends on how low you are, I guess. But I'm assuming we're all not high above the ridges at this point. Because the wind is higher at low altitudes above ground.
Well, task is finished for me, but 206 seconds overspeed? Wow, that's not good.
Just over the threshold. But good job regardless.
Thanks, that was a fun hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, really not bad for the fact that you're not flying MSFS that often. You did really well.
Thank you very much. Now landing on this famous, very special airfield.
I found it easier than launching from it.
Do you land uphill always?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, crispy. That's so close.
It is.
I forgot to put the gear down. Damn it.
In the G, it reminds you about gear. I didn't have time to try this JS3 15 meters. I just downloaded it before the flight.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's inside. It's the same as the JSD 18, and it's very similar to the AS33. It's got the same instrument set pretty much.
Very nice to fly.
Oh, that was great. Made it all the way to the end and crashed and landing because I forgot to put the gear down.
There's no saying that you either have done it before or you're going to do it at some stage, forgetting about the gear.
Yeah, yeah. It's a rite of passage, isn't it?
Yep.
If you're lucky, you do it on wet grass. That's what I did. You know, slid to a stop and it was all fine. I just had to clean the green off the bottom of the plane.
The only thing that makes me mad is I didn't get to take a screenshot of the screen, of the task screen.
I see you passed me there.
I lost visual video. But yeah, man, I was going so close to VNE, I almost missed the turn point because I was focusing on my speed.
I guess none of that task screen is logged anywhere, I guess. It's lost now.
That's complete.
Congrats.
Congrats.
Well done.
Nice job.
Complete.
Good.
Nice.
Well done. Whoop, whoop. Sorry to park in the middle of the runway.
Call for the golf cart.
I'm a minute and a half behind you, Georg. But I'm not sure what time you started. Did you start behind me?
I'm pretty sure I started one of the first guys.
What speed did you get?
So my task time is
Yeah.
141. Average speed 101 knots.
Okay. And then we've got to subtract 40k off your speed because you're in a DG.
Wow, so much lag. I don't know what the deal is. I'm coming in.
Also 141.
141.27.
141.07.
Oh, nice. Good job.
138.
Oh, nice. Rick landing.
1:43:01.
Oh, nice. Rick landing downhill.
Oh, I know. I noticed it.
That was a fun flight.
Yeah, it was.
What was the quickest time?
Henry flew a 124. Pretty sure that's gonna be the quickest. ADC Killerman 126. And Russ a 134.
And I had 135.
I would imagine.
Make sure to take a screenshot and post it in the thread on the channel.
Yeah, and the link to the real life in Tatra Mountains. Thank you for the flight, for the task, and for the models, the gliders, and guidance and development for Microsoft. I think it is getting better and better, and one day it will be the best platform to fly and to to see the beauty of the Earth from the height. Bye bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining. See ya.
See you, man. Have a good one.